Okay, I've expanded my window a little bit so you can actually see a little bit more what's going on. Here's a color scheme that I selected to work with for this particular um, exercise. And I'm going to give you the rundown of where we're going to go. I've already picked the color scheme. And the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to be taking and creating this so I can use live paint. Once I have it set up so I can use live paint, then I will go ahead and colorize this particular piece of art. And finally, I will talk to you about setting up your grid and using this particular piece of art. We're going to start and we're going to finish up by creating a pattern. Now, because I'm doing this demo, I can't guarantee exactly how good this is going to look, but I'll try my best. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is talk to you about how Illustrator works. Even though we see white in our background here, what we really are looking at is a transparent background. Unless you put a white background or a white rectangle or square behind all of these black images, what you're going to have is a transparent background. And trying to do live paint with a transparent background doesn't work very well. To kind of give you an indication of what I'm talking about, if I would go ahead and save this for web, you'll see this checkerboard back here. It's a GIF, and what it's demonstrating is, yes, there is no background there, so we're going to have to put one in, and that's the first thing that we're going to have to do. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my rectangle tool, and I'm going to drag my rectangle over my artboard, and then I'm going to send it to back. And the way I'm going to do that, there's a couple of ways we can do that. I usually use my shortcut keys, but in this particular case, I want to show you where you can actually find the tool. And it's under Object or Range, and then we're going to send it all the way back. Okay, now all of a sudden we can see our letters again. And I'm going to take you to save for the web. And this time, you can see it's still transparent, but now I have a white background. And so you got to remember, Illustrator assumes that it's going to be a transparent background back there. And unless you actually put in a background, you will have a transparent background. Okay, so we're underway and we're in pretty good shape. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all. And, this time I am going to use a quick key. It's a very easy key to remember, and I'm going to just say Command, hold that down, and say A. So now what you're seeing is all the anchor points. You're seeing all my shapes selected, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to, in a sense, divide the space up so I can start filling it with color. I'm going to go under Object. I'm going to go to Live Paint, and I'm going to say Make. Once I make that, now what I can do is I can start applying some color to this space. But first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deselect everything. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to find my Live Paint tool. And it usually looks like a bucket. Let's see here, and I usually don't use a double. Just 1 second, and we will find it. And here it is. And what you'll find is that the Live Paint tool is hiding underneath the shape builder. So I'm going to click on that, and now I'm going to come down here, and I am going to select Live Paint. With that selected, now what I can do is, we got to go back to our color guide. want. Say OK. And I'm going to select the color I want. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to fill it. Now I got the purple. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to choose a lighter color. Okay, well, that's okay. Maybe come over here, choose a lighter color. Okay, we're doing okay. Maybe choose a lighter color here. Okay, we're fine. Maybe a little bit duller in this situation, maybe darker. Go here, darker, and in here, darker. Now that black is maybe just too much for us. So maybe what I want to do is I'm going to come in here and drop in a green. Ugh. Try that color. Okay, this color. No, dark. Like I said, I was not going to. I did not guarantee that this would be pretty. Okay, well, I have this set. Maybe I want this lighter color down here, and also here. Okay, so now I have that set. Again, this is a figure ground exercise, so maybe what we want to do is play with that just a little bit. You can bring this up. It's lighter, still want it green. And this one maybe a little darker. Okay, so now what I've done is I have used a complementary palette to create my piece of art. Okay, I'm going to save it. I'm going to do a save as. And I'm going to say this is my color assignment, and we're going to call this comp. Comp, okay, color assignment, complementary, comp, that's fine. Color as, a little shorter, hopefully I'll remember this in the days to come. Save it. Okay, now I'm going to save again. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to start working on my pattern. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to make another artboard. I'm going to call this pattern 4 because I've made quite a few of them. So 4. I'm naming the window is what I'm doing. I'm not actually saving this. Okay, I have a numbered artboard. Now I only want one. I'm going to make sure that it's 10 by 10. And here it's set to inches. And we're pretty good to go. I'm going to just say OK. Okay, here's my new artboard. I'm going to close this window. Now, what I want to do is I want to make a grid because I don't know. I know it's 10 by 10 and I know my artwork is square, so I'm going to make a grid that works with my particular artboard. So I'm going to go under Preferences, Illustrator Preferences, go to Guides. Okay, here we are. And what you'll see here is I'm going to be making, I can choose a color. I'm going to do light gray. And I'm going to make a grid line every inch. Now, you may find it at 1/8 of an inch. You may find it in points. But what you're going to do is come in here. You can put 1 IN. And then if I want to make it into halves or quarters, I'm just going to put in 4, just so I have a secondary grid. And now, you know what? The more I think about it, I'm just going to keep it at 1. Now I'm going to say OK. Go back up here in my selection tool. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to say, I want to view I want to show my grid. And there it is. My artboard now is divided up into 1-inch sections. The other thing that I want to do to make my life a little bit easier is I'm going to say snap to grid. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go grab that piece of artwork. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to go place. And hopefully I remembered what I called it. Just paste it in here. Okay, right there it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plop it in here, but what you'll notice is it'll take up almost the entire artboard. Now what I can do is, as I start moving it, what you're seeing is that it's actually snapping into place. So here's one. Now I got 3, and I got 3. So the next time I'm going to take, and what I can do is I can hold down my Option key, and as you can see there's a little white arrow there, and my Shift key, whoopsie, start pulling that over, my Shift key. Okay, now I have 2 of them, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab and I'm just going to kind of make it reflect all by myself. I'm not even using the reflection tool. This is just a really easy way to do it. I'm going to move that into place. Okay, so now I have those 2. I'm going to select these 2 and I'm going to group them, and I can go Object Group or just hit Command G. And this time I'm going to do the same thing. Hold down my Option key, start moving it. And now what you're seeing is I could do something like that. That would be fine. But what I'm going to do is again rotate it. Okay, now I'm starting to build a pattern. Okay, what I could do is select all 4 of these. Okay, Command G. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to align it, and I'm going to align it to my artboard. And I want to center it, and I want to center it. Okay, now this time I have 4, and it's square. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do something else. I'm going to hold down my Option key again, move it up to this corner. This time what I'm going to do is hold down my Shift key, so it doesn't even matter really. Hold down my Shift key so it scales. Now I'm going to hold down my Option key. Hold down my Option key again. Hold down my Option key again. Hold it again. Okay, I got these selected. I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to hold down my Option key again. And I'm going to bring this up. Option key. Option key. Option key. Option key. Option key. Option key. And I'm running out of time. So what I'm going to do is just kind of finish this off in the next video. So I'll see you in part 3.